Hello there. I'm Brad Loomis, professional natural bodybuilder and master powerlifter. I'm a contest prep coach for powerlifters and cosmetic athletes with 3D Muscle Journey. I'm also sponsored by AST Sports Science and proud to represent their brand. However, that's not all that I am. I'm also a devoted family man, a CAT scan tech, and a devout Catholic. A life like mine is not at all glamorous, at least not as some would lead you to believe. Don't get me wrong, there are some high points, but it's mostly just a lot of hard work. And it's quite boring, especially for a guy like me, with below average genetics for bodybuilding and only putting up average to maybe above average numbers in powerlifting. However, that didn't really matter to me. I love my life as a family man, and I love my life as a coach. However, I really love to train. I don't train to compete. I compete on occasion because I love to train. And this is my grind.
All right, guys and gals, so today I wanted to go over how I prepare or do my quote-unquote warm-up sets for all of my big lifts. And for the most part, what I usually do is I just do ascending sets, starting with, roughly 30% of what I'm going to train with that day, close to the reps that I'm going to be doing. So on this particular day, I had on the program to do 75% of 1RM for 3 repetitions. So each one of these warm-up sets is essentially 3 repetitions. And I usually start out my warm-up sets for squat with my front squat, and it's not anything special or a secret strategy by any means. It just seems to get my hips and my movement such that I can really back squat well, and I think it's simply because my front the hip glute action for my front squat and my back squat are fairly similar. So I ascend up doing front squats at the reps that I'll be training with, and then usually convert over to back squat when I'm about halfway to my working weight, I guess you might say. So on this particular set here, this is when I will start doing back squats. I feel pretty comfortable at this point, and I'll go ahead and start doing 3s now. Because that is, what my working sets are going to be, starting from here and then going on up. So all 3s ascending in repetitions, ascending in weight until I'm really close to my training weight. So this one here, I think this is my last warm-up set of 3. Until I do what basically is kind of an acclimation set, or what is something that is pretty close to my training weight, which I usually do for just a quick single. So this is my final set of 3. Now, when I do that quick single, I usually do that like within 5, maybe at the most 10 pounds of my working weight for that day. And that's just to give me a feel of what the heavy weight is going to feel like. Now, sometimes I will count that last repetition toward my volume. So on this particular day, I was supposed to be doing triples with 365 pounds. This one acclimation repetition is at 360. Now, if I do a set at 360, or I guess I should say 1 repetition at 360, and then I do 2 repetitions at 370 in a different set, the average is about 365. It's about an average of 365 for 3 repetitions. So it averages out, and I get the volume that Coach Helms has prescribed for me. So this is my first working set. Now, here I've got the option to do 2 repetitions, and then I add that to my last kind of acclimation repetition. I've got the volume that I want. Now, if you watch me here, you can see I'm thinking about racking it, but I'm feeling good. So I went ahead and did my 3 repetitions, and that way I've got options, I guess you might say, as I do my working sets. So working set 1 is down. This is working set 2. Now I filmed this one from the back simply because it gives you an idea that my squat isn't quite as pretty as it looks. From the front, I look very good. I look like I'm upright. I don't look like I have a lot of forward lean. However, it's all illusion. You'll see here from the back on this second working repetition, I, have a bit uglier squat and a bit more forward lean than it looks from the front. And so it's wanted to just throw that out there, that a low bar squat has a good amount of forward lean, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it. So now getting back to that warm up slash acclimation repetition. At this point, I've got the option. I can, if I'm pooped here, I could just do 2 repetitions here, because with the warm up slash acclimation repetition, my volume will be the same. However, like I said, on this particular day, things were really doing good and things were moving well, and so I went ahead and finished this up for a set of 3. So guys and gals, that is my ascending slash warm-up set approach, and I use this for pretty much all of my big lifts: bench press, deadlift, overhead press, all of those type of lifts. I use this ascending approach, and really the only difference is that on my squat, like I said, I start out with the front squat. So I hope that this helps you, and perhaps I'll do another one with a hyper repetition range. So thanks a lot, guys and gals, and thank you for tuning in.